but I wasn't able to go live yesterday. I was too exhausted, but I want to tell you all about it because it was amazing. So I arrived in Kenya yesterday afternoon, and when I arrived, of course, the first person that I went to hug and kiss is Laurie Ladd. Now, for those of you who don't know, Laurie Ladd is an incredible spiritual teacher, and she has been the one person that I have been connected to ever since I had my spiritual awakening, and even before then, even before the spiritual awakening. So I've been following Laurie now for 5.5 years, and I have watched her evolution. And so the moment she announced her first retreat, I was the first person that signed up to come all the way to Kenya. And the reason that I did that was because the retreat that she's holding is very intimate. So we're spending a lot of time with her. And so yesterday when I arrived, I'm the only one that is coming from Australia. Everybody else is from Ireland, the Netherlands, the United States, Canada. I'm the only one from Australia. So there's 16 of us. And yeah, the moment that I saw her yesterday, I was just so grateful because you finally get to be in the same space and spend time with someone that you have admired from a distance. And she's everything that I thought she would be. Laurie is completely transparent. So she shares every part of her life on social media. And so if you follow her, you know what's going on in her life. And she's exactly the way she comes across online. And I didn't have a doubt about that at all. And so when you are in the presence of someone that you've been following for so long, I haven't put her on a pedestal, but I do admire her and I do love her. Like, I really, really do love her. And it was just surreal. It's surreal. Like, it just feels so weird that we're in the same space, that we're hugging, that we're kissing, that we're laughing, that we're joking. It's really, really surreal. And so that was the first part. And I hadn't grounded, so it felt like I was flying all over the place. Oh, it's really crazy. And what I love about Laurie is that the retreat didn't officially start till tonight, where we had a gathering tonight, but she was with us from the moment that we arrived until it was time to sleep, even though the retreat hadn't started. So I think that's a testimony to her character. And so I asked her, I said, how are you going with all this energy? Because there's a lot of love coming your way. There's a lot of energy from all around the world. And we've all come to this magical place in Kenya. How are you actually coping with all of that? And she said, the way that I do it is I'm in it, but I'm not only in it, I'm also watching at the same time. So she's able to separate her energy from what's actually occurring, which, because she didn't look tired or exhausted at all. And so last night was pretty magical. Like, oh my God, I've just spent the entire day and night with Laurie Ladd, someone I've been following for so long. And you've got to make these things happen. You just have to make these things happen. Like with every single one of us that's arrived at Laurie's retreat, it wasn't a logical decision. It had nothing to do with the mind. It had everything to do with soul. Soul made the call. Soul decided that we were coming to Kenya. There was no doubts. There was no, oh, do I have the money, or how am I going to get along with the other people in the group, or anything like that. It's just like, follow your heart, because when you follow your heart, that's where the magic happens. And it truly is really, really magical. So today, because the retreat is not officially starting until tomorrow morning, we had a gathering tonight as the introduction kind of thing. We all chose to do what we wanted to do in Kenya. And so I ended up choosing to do like this city kind of tour where we went to the markets and so on. And the people that chose to do that with me were this 14 women and 2 men in the group. And I was with the 2 men. And so it was just surreal. Like, here I am spending a whole day with 2 men from the United States, with our driver who's from Kenya. So, me and 3 men who I didn't know 2 days ago. And it was just really wonderful. Like, I love how life just gives you this kind of present if you just allow it rather than trying to plan it or work it out or think about it. Like, if you just follow the heart and you just make a decision based on what your soul wants, all sorts of things happen. And I didn't expect today to happen. And one of the things that did happen today was, as part of our tour, we went to, well, a couple of things we did, a number of things we did, but one of the things was I walked into a cultural centre where there was some singing and dancing on the stage, and I just started, if I hear music, I just sort of dance anyway. And they called me onto the stage, and I just walked into the building, and so I was dancing with the dancers on the stage, like in Kenya. It's crazy, right? So crazy. And then we drove through the slums of Kenya. That's not my word, that's what the people in Kenya call those areas. And it was just a fascinating look into the life of people who are living in the slums. It was a real kind of world in its own. And there's a couple of things that I noticed. And one of those things that I noticed was that everyone was really happy. Everyone was really happy. Yes, exactly, Harry. Life has many to unfold each and every day. So, although they were living in these kind of tiny little spaces, um, no one was looking at their phone. I noticed that. Everybody was busy doing their thing. And who are we to judge or decide that they're in poverty? It seemed like they had a really good community going. Everybody was well dressed. Their living conditions were really harsh, but they didn't look like they were suffering. Nobody looked overweight. Nobody looked like they were depressed. Nobody looked like they had any kind of drug issue. Everybody seemed really happy. That's the kind of vibe that I got from the slums in Kenya. Like, yeah, that was my perception. Another thing that happens here is that everywhere you go, there is a lot of security though. So even entering the hotel, every time you enter the hotel with the car, of course, because you can't just walk around the place, the sniffer dog comes into the car to make sure that there's no explosives or anything. There's actually a proper security thing that you put your bags through before you enter the hotel. And we went into a shopping centre today, same thing, where you had to put your bags through this security thing. So all those sort of things are very different to what I'm accustomed to. But my message from today is, like, it was just such a magical moment tonight when we all were listening to Laurie, and she saw all the souls connect and arrive at this one place today. And the thing is, before you drop into the body as a soul, you do make plans in terms of the kinds of things that you're going to experience in this lifetime. But of course, there's this number one thing of free will. And so that's the universal law. The number one universal law is free will. So that even if you as a soul have planned to have all these different experiences before you drop into the body, your free will take over. In other words, I was listening to what my soul wanted. I was listening to coming to Kenya and having this experience with these people that I had never met in person before. But if I was caught in the drama of daily life, like I used to be, I don't know how many years ago, but if I was, caught in that hamster wheel of work, achievement, got to do this, got to buy this, got to be successful, tick, 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 then you're not listening to what your soul actually wants you to do. And so if you're not listening, you miss that opportunity. So yeah, absolutely, my soul brought me to Kenya. Absolutely, my soul did. And so if you're not listening to your soul, because your soul doesn't yell at you like your ego yells at you. Your ego will yell and say, "You need to do this. You're staying behind. You need to catch up. You need to buy this. What's going to happen in the future?" Your soul just whispers to you and just says, "This will be a really beautiful experience for you to have." And you either pay attention or you don't. But if we're too busy doing and not listening, we don't listen to the guidance. But the soul is always giving us guidance every single day, every single day, every single moment. We just need to be open to receiving. And so, what I love about the way 2025 has unfolded is that I really don't know what's next. So, I have no idea. And I'm not planning. I don't know, but I do know that it's going to be magical. And that's all we need to know, is that it's going to be magical. If you just allow it to unfold naturally without trying to control it, without trying to attach some sort of special outcome to it. If somebody had said to me 5 years ago, when I started first listening to Laurie Ladd on Instagram, in 5 years' time, you will be in Kenya with Laurie Ladd. You will have breakfast with her. You will have lunch with her. You will have dinner with her. You will hug her and kiss her. You will have really cool conversations in Kenya. I'd be like, you are mad. You are crazy. So I could not have possibly have planned this from my small ego self. It's only because of me allowing myself to listen to the guidance and just doing it, just doing whatever you're called to do. And so tomorrow, I'm going to be doing a video every day on my YouTube. Tomorrow, we're going to a very special lake. I can't say the word properly, Lake Nakuru or something like that. And the reason that we're going to this lake is because it has profound energies. So the energies in this lake are called the Ancient Ones. And Laurie has connected to the Ancient Ones the moment she went there. And so she wanted to take us there. And so we're going to be spending, it's a 3-hour drive from Kenya. We're going to all go in jeeps and we're going to meditate at this magical lake and bring the Ancient Ones in. And yeah, just experience it. So I'm really excited to share that with you tomorrow. And if you have any questions at all about anything, please let me know in the comment below. And yes, I do thank my soul for the wonderful experiences it has given me. I do that anyway. Like, I feel like that I live in gratitude. I really do. Even when I'm back home in Adelaide and I'm in the ocean and I'm feeling, and the beach that we're at in Adelaide is just so magical. Like, it's transparent. You can see the fish. And so I'm just like grateful, 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 grateful for all the experiences. And that's what we're here to do. We're not here to build more houses and to buy more cars and to get more things, because none of that is coming with us when we leave this place. We're here to have the experiences. That's what we're here to do, to have experiences. And yeah, some of those experiences may not feel pleasant, but we're here to have them to feel what it feels like, to have all the emotions, to feel what it feels like to be sad, to feel what it feels like to be angry, to feel what it feels like to be guilty, because we don't know those emotions on the other side, and to experience the magic that's available to all of us, because abundance is our birthright. We live in an abundant world. You don't need to go far to know that we live in an abundant world. And even when I went through the slums of Kenya today, I still felt that. I still felt that sense of abundant community. So that's my catch up for today. And I'll see you tomorrow after I've returned from the magical lake where we're going to meet the ancient ones. Sending you so much love.